Good morning, guys. In the last class, we discussed what is master and slave configuration in the Jenkins. Right. So we have taken one machine. In that machine, we are installing our Jenkins server. That machine is called as our master machine. So in the master machine, we have option to create the jobs and we have option to run the jobs as well. So if you have multiple jobs and if multiple team members running all the jobs at a time, then it will increase burden on the server. Okay. So here, if a burden is increased on the server might get crash and the jobs cannot execute properly and it will take a lot of time to execute the jobs. In order to solve this problem, we are going to use master and slave configuration. Master and slave configuration means one machine will be used as a master machine and the remaining machines will be used as the slave machines. So here, the advantage is job will be created on the master machine, but the job execution will happen on the slave machine. So if we have 10 jobs, if we run the 10 jobs in the single machine, that will create a burden, that will increase load on the machine. So here, 10 jobs instead of running on one machine, we will distribute the job execution to multiple machines. That is called master and slave configuration. In the last session, we have seen that master and slave configuration in the Jenkins, we have created the job on the master and we have executed the job on the slave machine. Perfect. Next one. Today, we are going to understand what is pipeline in the Jenkins. This is the most important part in the Jenkins. So Jenkins pipeline. Guys, here we have seen as of now, we created several jobs in the Jenkins and we are able to execute those jobs as well. Now, as of now, the jobs that we have created, they are called as freestyle project. That means by using GUI, we are creating the jobs in the Jenkins. In Jenkins, we can create the jobs in two ways. One is by using freestyle project, that is GUI approach. Graphical user interface approach will be available. Using that graphical user interface approach, we are able to create the project, freestyle project. And the second one, that is pipeline approach. That means by writing the Jenkins pipeline also, we can create the Jenkins jobs. In the real time, we are going to use this second approach to create the jobs in the Jenkins. In Jenkins, we can create the jobs in two ways. One is by using freestyle project and the second one is by using pipeline. So what is pipeline? Pipeline is nothing but set of steps to automate our project build and deployment. So here, if you go to the Jenkins software, let me take the public IP of the Jenkins. Let me take the public IP of the Jenkins and let me log in into Jenkins server 8080. I'm able to log in into Jenkins server. I'm able to log in into Jenkins server. So in the Jenkins server, we have a dashboard, and by using this dashboard, we can create the job. When I click on new item, so here I'm getting the option freestyle project and I'm getting another option pipeline. So freestyle project, this is the central feature of Jenkins. Will build your project combining any SCM with any build system, and this can be even used for something other than software build. And coming to pipeline, orchestrates long-running activities that can span multiple build agents, suitable for building pipelines known as workflows, organizing complex activities that does not easily fit in the freestyle job type. So if you want to perform simple build and deployment process easily, then you can go for this freestyle project. If you want to implement the complex workflow in your build process of your application, then you need to go for pipeline. In Jenkins, we can create the jobs in two ways. One is by using freestyle project and the second one is by using pipeline. Freestyle project is nothing but GUI. That means here, this graphical user interface will be available. So by using this graphical user interface, like what is your source code repository, you give the URL here. When this build trigger should happen, when this build should be triggered, what is your build environment, what is your build step, what is your post build action. Everything you can configure by using GUI, that is called freestyle project. Suppose I don't want to go for a freestyle project. I want to write some code in order to automate my project build and deployment. That's where pipeline comes into picture. Pipeline nothing but by writing some code, we will automate the project build and deployment. Pipeline nothing but set of steps to automate the build and deployment. Now, pipelines are used to automate build and deployment process of our application in the Jenkins. These pipelines are used to create complex jobs. My project is having some complex workflow because I want to use several tools in automating my project build process. Maven, GitHub, okay, SonarQube, Nexus, Terraform, something like that, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Jenkins, several DevOps tools I want to use in my project in order to automate the process. So such kind of complex jobs, if you want to create, pipeline is the best approach. Here, pipelines also can be created in two ways. One is called as scripted pipeline. Another one is called declarative pipeline. Scripted pipeline means by writing some code. Suppose you can go for Go language scripting. You can go for Groovy scripting. You can go for Python scripting also in order to create your pipeline. So if you have some coding knowledge, if you are from the coding background, then you will understand what is that script that we need to write and how the script is going to execute. Suppose if you are not from the coding background, no need to worry. We can go for declarative pipeline. Declarative pipeline is the easiest approach to create the pipelines. Coding knowledge is not required when you are going for creating declarative pipeline. Okay, so whatever the pipeline we are writing, whatever the script that we are writing for the pipeline, whether it can be a scripted pipeline or it can be a declarative pipeline. Whatever the script that we are writing, whatever the code that we are writing in the pipeline, that code we can keep inside one file called Jenkins file. So how we are having a Docker file? Similarly, we are going to have a Jenkins file. So Kubernetes manifest YMLs will be available and a Docker compose file, Docker file, like that several files will be available. Similarly, in the Jenkins, in order to automate our build and deployment process, we are going to create a pipeline. So whatever the script that we are writing in the pipeline, that pipeline script we can keep inside a file called Jenkins file. That Jenkins file you can keep inside your project repository. So how we are keeping Docker file in the project repository, similarly, Jenkins pipeline file also we can keep in the project repository. So that file name will be available as Jenkins file. That Jenkins file will contain the pipeline script. Right. Just read the points. What is pipeline in the Jenkins? In Jenkins, we can create the jobs in two ways. First one is freestyle project and the second one is pipeline. Freestyle project means it will have graphical user interface. Pipeline means it will have some code. Pipeline nothing but set of steps to automate the build and deployment. Pipelines are used to create the complex jobs. The pipeline can be created in two ways. One is scripted pipeline and second one is declarative pipeline. Scripted pipeline means the pipeline will be created by using some scripting languages like Python, Groovy, etc. Whereas in the declarative pipeline, a plain English we are going to write. Coding knowledge is not required when we are going for declarative pipeline. Whatever the script that we are writing for the pipeline, that pipeline script we are going to keep inside a file called Jenkins file. Jenkins file will be part of our project repository. Jenkins file will be part of our project repository. And here we are having multiple stages. So what you want to do by using your pipeline? So in the GUI, we are giving several steps. So what is our source code repository? When that build should be triggered? What is our build environment? What is the build step? What is our post build action? Everything we are configuring by using GUI. But when you go for the pipeline, stages will be available. Stage 1 will be available. Once the stage 1 is completed, then go to stage 2. That means what operations you want to perform in your pipeline. What operations you want to perform in the pipeline that can be configured by using stages. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. Like this, multiple stages will be available. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. So in the stage 1, I want to take the code from the GitHub. In the stage 2, I want to build that code by using Maven. In the stage 3, I want to review the code by using Sonar. In the stage 4, I want to upload that artifact to Nexus. In the stage 5, I want to deploy my code into Tomcat server. Like this, we can write multiple stages in our Jenkins pipeline. So how our Jenkins pipeline is going to look like? Our Jenkins declarative pipeline will look like this with multiple stages. So pipeline will be available. It is a declarative pipeline. Coding knowledge is not required in order to work with this declarative pipeline. So pipeline stages will be available. So in the first stage, we are giving some name as clone the repository. My first stage is responsible to clone the code from the GitHub repository. How to clone the code from the GitHub repository? In that stage, steps will be available. And the second stage will be available, that is Maven build. How to do the Maven build? Those things we will configure as a step, Maven clean package. And third stage, I want to do the code review by using SonarQube. And fourth stage, I want to upload the artifact into Nexus repository. And stage 5, I want to deploy that project into Tomcat server. Stage 6, I want to send a notification email after the deployment got completed successfully. So like this, we are going to write a Jenkins declarative pipeline with multiple stages. It will start with pipeline. Inside that stages will be available, and we are going to write multiple stages. Every stage will have its own name, and in every stage, a step will be available. Clone the GitHub repository, Maven build, do the Maven build, stage 3, do the review, stage 4, upload the artifact, stage 5, deploy in the server, stage 6, send the notification email. So whatever we have done in the GUI, same thing we are going to do in the pipeline. So in the pipeline, it is called as multi-stage pipeline. That means multiple stages are available. So stage 1 will do one step. That means clone the Git repository. Stage 2, do the Maven build. Stage 3, do the code review. Stage 4, upload the artifact. Stage 5, deploy in the server. Stage 6, send the notification email. Like this, multiple stages will be available. Guys, observe clearly. In the interview, they will ask you, what are the stages available in your Jenkins pipeline? So you need to tell them that what is the Jenkins pipeline, and in your Jenkins pipeline, what are the stages available? In real time, for every project, Jenkins pipeline will be available to automate build and deployment process. That pipeline will contain multiple stages. As this pipeline contains multiple stages, it is called as multi-stage pipeline. So every stage will have one step. Every stage will have some name. What is the purpose of that stage? We will give the name. So how to perform that stage? It will have some steps. Now, look at the syntax of this Jenkins declarative pipeline with the stages. Look at the syntax of Jenkins declarative pipeline with the stages. Are you guys able to understand the syntax of that? Are you guys able to understand the syntax of this? It will start with the pipeline. Inside that pipeline, stages will be available. Stage 1, cloning that repository. Stage 2, doing the Maven build. Stage 3, doing the code review. Stage 4, uploading the artifact. Stage 5, deploying that code into server. Stage 6, email. Now, read the steps once again, guys. Before creating a pipeline, just understand theoretically what is Jenkins pipeline. In Jenkins, we are creating the job. Job is used to perform set of steps, set of operations. I want to automate my project to build and deployment process. So earlier we performed build and deployment process manually. Now we need to automate that build and deployment process. In order to automate the build and deployment process, we are using Jenkins as a CI/CD software. Continuous integration and continuous deployment we can achieve by using Jenkins. So till last session, we created several jobs in the Jenkins by using freestyle approach. In Jenkins, we have two ways to create the jobs to automate build and deployment. One is freestyle project, that is GUI approach. Second one is pipeline approach. By writing some code also, we can do the automation. So now pipeline means set of steps to automate the build and deployment. So here, if your project is having a simple process to build and deploy, then you can go for freestyle project. If your project is having complex workflows, then recommended to go for pipelines. Pipelines are used to create complex jobs. So pipeline can be created in two ways. One is called as scripted pipeline. Second one is called as declarative pipeline. So we are going to understand declarative pipeline. That is the most easiest approach to create the pipeline in the Jenkins. And for that pipeline creation, coding knowledge is not required. Okay. So now pipeline code, whatever the code that we are writing for the pipeline, that pipeline code we can keep inside a file called Jenkins file. So whatever the Jenkins file we are creating, that Jenkins file will be part of our project repository. In the GitHub, we are storing our project source code in the GitHub. In that repository itself, you can keep our Jenkins file. Docker file will be kept in that. Kubernetes manifest files will be kept inside the repository. Similarly, Jenkins file also we can keep inside the repository. So Jenkins file will be part of our project repository. In the Jenkins scripting, in the pipeline, in the Jenkins pipeline, stages will be available. So first stage 1 will execute, then stage 2 will execute, then stage 3, then stage 4, then stage 5. Multi-stage pipelines we are going to create to automate our project to build and deployment process. So if you see the syntax of the pipeline with multiple stages, you will understand this. We will have a pipeline. In that pipeline, stages will be available. Inside the stages, you can see I have given 6 stages. Some projects may have 5 stages. Some projects may have 10 stages. Some projects may have 8 stages. It depends on our project requirement. It is just a syntax to understand how the pipeline is going to look like. Pipeline will contain stages. Inside the stages, stage will be available. Every stage is responsible to perform some operation. Every stage is responsible to perform some operation. Come on. Just look at the syntax. Just look at the syntax. Open curly brace, closed curly brace. It represents that where it is starting and where it has to end. Pipeline. Inside the pipeline, stages are available. Inside the stages, stage is available. For every stage, there is a name. Inside the stage, steps available. Inside the step, we will write our logic, what it has to do. First stage, responsible to get the code from the GitHub. Second stage, do the Maven build. Third stage, do the code review. Fourth stage, upload to artifact. Fifth stage, deploy in the server. Sixth stage, notify that, send the email for the team saying that build and deployment completed successfully. All right. In the real time, which is type of pipeline will be created? Some projects will have scripted pipeline. Some projects will have declarative pipeline. In my project, we are using declarative pipeline. Right? It depends upon the project, guys, which pipeline we are going to use. Most of the projects will prefer declarative pipelines. Most of the projects will prefer declarative pipelines. You understand theoretically what is Jenkins pipeline, why we are going for pipeline, and the syntax of the pipeline? Guys, come on. Are you able to understand what is pipeline, why we are going for pipeline, and what is the syntax of the pipeline? All right. Now, let's go to Jenkins, go to the dashboard. So as of now, whatever the jobs we have created, these all are freestyle projects only. Now I want to create a job. Now I want to create a job by using pipeline. Go to new item, and here I'm giving first pipeline. I'm giving first pipeline, or I can give demo pipeline. Demo pipeline job. Click on pipeline. Earlier we selected as freestyle project. Now I am selecting as pipeline. Click on OK. Now when I go for the pipeline, it is asking the description. This is my first pipeline in the Jenkins. This is my first pipeline in Jenkins. Advanced project options. So do you want to perform any operation? No. Pipeline script. Now it is asking pipeline script. So here there are two options available, guys. When I am clicking on this pipeline creation general option, so why you want to create this pipeline, you can give the details. Advanced project option, display name, and next one is pipeline. So here they are telling that, do you want to write the script, or do you want to take the script from your SCM? SCM nothing but our GitHub repository. So do you have the pipeline in the GitHub repository? Then take from that. That is software configuration management. Pipeline script from software configuration management. If you have the pipeline, as I told you, whatever the pipeline we are writing, that pipeline will be part of our project repository. Whatever the pipeline we are writing, that pipeline will be part of our project repository. In the repository, you can see a file called Jenkins file. It will not have any extension, guys. So you have seen Docker file. Docker file will not have any extension. Similarly, Jenkins file also will not have any extension. If the Jenkins file is available in the repository, you can select a second option. So whatever the pipeline you are creating, that pipeline script, if you already have in the Git repository, you can go for pipeline script from SCM. For example, I don't have it. I need to write it. I don't have it. I need to write it. Come on. So if you want to write it, then you need to select the first option. We need to select the first option. Right? Pipeline script is available. Now try sample pipeline. Do you want to go for scripted pipeline, or do you want to go for hello world pipeline? I want to go for hello world pipeline. When I go for hello world pipeline, agent any. Agent any means, so you want to execute on which is slave. So whatever the pipeline you are creating, so where you want to execute your pipeline, that can be configured as agent any. And we have stages. Inside that stages, we have stage hello, steps, echo, hello world. I'm just selecting hello world pipeline. Okay, click on save. So with this pipeline got created, I just want to execute the pipeline. So click on build now. So whenever you execute that pipeline, you can see that the pipeline execution will be started, and you can see the pipeline is executed as hello. So how much time it has taken to execute that? It is displaying here. It is displaying here clearly. Hello pipeline. The pipeline got executed. Demo pipeline got executed. In the demo pipeline, there is only one stage available. If you click on configure, you can go to pipeline and you can edit the pipeline. Here, one stage is available. If you take out this pipeline and you can check this. You can check this. So whatever the pipeline is available here, it is displaying like this. Pipeline, agent any. Agent any means this pipeline can be executed on any available slave node. Stages. My stages started here, stage end here. So in this, inside the stages, we can write multiple stages. I have written one stage with a name called hello. Inside that stage, steps available. Inside the steps, what you want to perform, you can do like this. Echo hello world. So this is my pipeline. And when I click on save and I can execute it, build now, that pipeline will be executed. Second time, my pipeline is executed. Click on this, go to console output. Now you can see that. So this Jenkins job started. It is executing the pipeline. Echo hello world message is available, that printed and finished with success. What are the pipeline steps available? So it is showing the pipeline steps. Restart from the particular stage. From which stage you want to restart your pipeline. So when you have multiple stages in the pipeline, you no need to execute all the stages every time. So I want to execute my pipeline only from stage 5. That's it. That option also available when you go for pipeline. So like this, we can execute the stages and you can run. Only it will run from hello stage. There is only one stage available and it will run only from hello stage. Like this, I have executed the pipeline. Now go and edit the pipeline, configure. Currently, there is only one stage available in the pipeline. So like this, you can write multiple stages also. Let me give the stage name as git clone. You can give the name like this. I want to do git clone. Echo dummy pipeline I'm writing. Cloning repo from GitHub. Cloning repo from GitHub. So similarly, I want to write one more stage here. Stage. For this stage, I am giving the name as Maven build. I'm not writing the actual code. I'm just writing the syntax. Inside the stage, steps will be available. Inside the step, echo Maven build in progress. Maven build. Now, so here I have a pipeline. In that pipeline, I have two stages. First stage, git clone. Second stage, Maven build. Click on apply, click on save. Now click on build now. Now observe our pipeline execution. Fourth build I have executed. So when I execute it for the fourth time, first stage is coming as git clone. Second stage coming as Maven build. You can check the console output also. Go to the build number 4. Click on the console output. Now you can see I have started this pipeline running in the Jenkins, right? Cloning repo from the GitHub, Maven build. Cloning the repo from the GitHub and Maven build. This is my first stage and this is my second stage finished. Now go back to the pipeline. Go back to the pipeline. So inside this pipeline, you can have an option called configure. Click on the configure and go to the pipeline. Here you can add any number of stages that you want for your project. So currently I have a pipeline which is having 2 stages. So Maven build is completed. After the Maven build is completed, now I want to create one more stage called Docker image. Build Docker image. Build image. Echo creating Docker image. Creating Docker image. And I want to write one more stage. Push Docker image to Docker Hub. Build image, store image. Whatever the Docker image is available, push image. I want to push that Docker image into Docker registry. Push image to Docker registry. push image to Docker registry. Once the pushing is completed, then I want to deploy that image by using Kubernetes. Execute kubectl. Now I'm going for deployment. So deploying on Kubernetes. Deploying on Kubernetes. So like this, you can write multiple stages in the pipeline. Git clone, maven build the Docker image, then push the Docker image, then deploy the Docker image on the Kubernetes cluster. So you observe, I have started with a hello pipeline, hello world. Sample syntax I got, pipeline. Inside the pipeline, I'm giving agent any. Inside that, stages available. This is stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and stage 5. Like this, multiple stages are available. Multiple stages are available. In every stage, some steps are available. Some steps are available. Got it. Now click on apply and click on save. So I created a pipeline with multiple stages, but in those stages, no logic available, just dummy syntax I have created. Click on build now. I'm executing that for 5th time now. Let us see how it will come. So whenever we execute Jenkins pipeline with multiple stages, it will display the status of each stage. Now, git clone, success. Maven build, success. Building the Docker image, success. Pushing the Docker image to Docker Hub, success. Deploying the Docker image on the cluster, success. So as of now, I have a dummy pipeline. In that pipeline, no logic is available. I have a dummy pipeline. In that pipeline, no logic is available. So that's why all the stages got success. If you go to configure and if you go to the pipeline, you can see the syntax of the pipeline. So now in these steps, we need to write our actual logic. Currently, the actual logic is not available in our pipeline. Actual logic is not available in our pipeline. Observe the syntax. Guys, all of you, open your Jenkins, create a pipeline with the sample script. Okay, now let me show you once again how to create a pipeline. So a dummy pipeline we are going to practice today just to understand the syntaxes. The real pipeline we will create in the tomorrow session. Now first, go to Jenkins dashboard, click on new item, and here I'm giving here second demo pipeline. So I'm giving the numbering as 2. This is my second demo pipeline. I'm selecting the option as pipeline, click on OK. So once you go here, general description is available and advanced options available and a pipeline option is available. Pipeline script. Do you want to write the pipeline script or you have that pipeline script already in the GitHub repository? I don't have that in the GitHub repository. I want to write that pipeline. Then go here, select the pipeline script. So initially, if you know the syntax to write the pipeline, directly you can start like this. Pipeline. I have selected the pipeline, right? If you know how to write the pipeline script, directly you can start writing like this. Pipeline. Inside the pipeline, agent any. Okay. Then after stages will be available. Inside the stages, stage will be available. For every stage, one name. Git clone. Okay. Inside that stage, we need to write the steps. Inside the steps, here, we need to write the logic. After one stage is completed, then you need to write the another stage. I'm writing that as Maven build. So inside that, again, steps will be available. So here, we need to write the logic. So like this, you can write multiple stages in your pipeline. So first I started with the pipeline. Let me write it once again. First I'm starting with the pipeline. Inside the pipeline, I'm writing agent any. It can execute on any agent node. Then stages. What operations, what is our workflow? What stages we need in the pipeline? Stages. Inside the stages, we need to write a stage. What is our first stage? First I need to get the code from the GitHub. So how to get the code from the GitHub? For that steps will be available. Inside the steps, we should write our logic. So with this, one stage got completed. Like this, syntax will be available. Inside that, we should write the logic. Once that logic is completed, then go for second stage. In the second stage, I want to go for Maven build. Maven build. Steps will be available. How to get the Maven build? How to do the Maven build? That logic we need to perform here. Okay. So after that stage is completed, then third stage will be available. What is the third stage? Depends on the project requirement. So if you have Sonar, then we will go for code review. I want to perform the code review. Steps will be available. Inside that, logic will be available. So like this, I'm able to create one sample pipeline. Git clone, do the Maven build, do the code review. Currently inside the steps, my logic is not available. We need to write the real logic to perform the operation. First, we are trying to understand syntax of our pipeline. Right? Pipeline, agent any, stages. Inside that, stage 1. Inside the, for the stage, I have given the name. Inside the stage, steps available. Stage 2, stage 3. Apply and save. Now with this, my second demo pipeline got created. So currently there is no execution history for that. Now click on build now. Click on build now. That is getting executed. It is failed. 1 is failed. Go to console output. Steps specified for the branch. Steps, no steps specified for the branch. No steps specified for the branch. Line number 7, 13, 19. That means our pipeline script syntax is incorrect. Go to this, go to pipeline, pipeline stages, stage, inside the stage, steps available, stages, stage, inside the stage, steps available. Any mistake in the step that we have done? Let me take a sample script which will give that. Let me copy this, cut this. Let me keep it here. What is the mistake? Let's observe. Did I miss any curly brace? No, curly brace is also correct. Stages, stage, 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 steps, steps, steps. Good, no? Take this hello world. It will give stage, steps. Pipeline agent. Any difference between that and this? Stages, stage, steps. Okay, let me take our pipeline. Maybe any spaces issue. Instead of logic, this is commented one, that is fine. Apply, save it, run this, build now. I'm running the same job again. Second time, also it failed. Console output, no steps specified for the branch. Both are looking same. If I remove one stage. Guys, it is sample one they have given. This is the one which I have written. Any difference? Pipeline, agent, any, stages, stage, steps. Inside the steps, let me take a hello world. Let me take our pipeline, execute it again. Why it is failing? Save it, build now, third time. This time it got success. Okay, that spacing issue and that logic, hyphen logic I have written, that is, it is not accepting. Good. Go back to the demo pipeline. So here, configure option. So if we want to get the sample syntax instead of here writing and getting that issue. So if you don't know how to write this pipeline syntax, no worry. Here they are giving the option, try sample pipeline, try hello world pipeline, try GitHub plus Maven pipeline. If you want to do Maven build by taking the code from the GitHub, they have given sample pipeline also for that. Okay. So now if you want to scripted pipeline, then if you want to write the scripting by using some Python or some Groovy scripting, so sample scripting pipeline also they are giving. If you want to go with the hello world pipeline, they are giving hello world pipeline. So here one stage they have given. According to this syntax, we can write multiple stages. Like this, we can write multiple stages. So every stage is responsible to perform one operation. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, stage 6. Like this, we need to create a Jenkins pipeline with the multiple stages. Like this, we need to create multiple stages. This is called multi-stage pipeline. So tomorrow in the interview, they will ask you about your pipeline. How many pipelines are available in your project? And how many stages are available in your project? Could you please share your screen and could you please write your pipeline of your project? So when they ask you to write the pipeline, you should open your notepad and you should be able to write a pipeline like this. Pipeline stages, inside the stages, stage will be available. Inside the stage, steps will be available. At least you should be able to write the syntax of the pipeline like this. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 like this. Multiple stages will be available. First stage is related to get the code from the GitHub. Second stage related to do the Maven build. Third stage is related to perform the code review. Fourth stage, uploading the artifact to Nexus. Fifth stage, deploying the code in the server. Sixth stage, notification. After our build and deployment got completed successfully, then we need to send the email for that. Okay, guys, good. Agent any means it represents that where our pipeline should be executed. So we discussed master slave architecture, right? So when we have master slave architecture, in which slave node your pipeline should be executed, agent any. So then this pipeline can pick up any available slave node to execute the pipeline job. That is the meaning of agent any. Agent means our slave node. This pipeline can execute on any agent, any slave node. This pipeline can execute on any slave node. Okay. So guys, today I want you people to practice the sample syntax of this pipeline creation, and without seeing this, you should be able to write the pipeline on the notepad. Suppose if you go here, how to write that pipeline. In the interview, when someone asks you, how could you please write your Jenkins pipeline? So you need to start like this. Pipeline will be started like this. Okay. Inside the pipeline, we will be having stages. Inside the pipeline, we'll be having stages. Inside the stages, stage will be available. For every stage, one name. So first stage will be getting the code from the GitHub. So here we will write the logic to clone the Git repository. Inside the stage, steps will be available. Inside the steps, we will write the logic to get the code from GitHub repository. So here Git to clone option will be available. Git to clone URL. This is one stage. And similarly, second stage will be available. That is Maven build. Second stage will be Maven build. In that stage also, we will be having some steps. How you want to perform that. So here Maven build will be available. That is Maven clean package. So this pipeline here, in which mode, if you are having master slave configuration, where your pipeline should execute, that I will specify by using agent any. Stages. So there, first stage, getting the code. So inside the stage, steps will be available. Then next one, Maven build. Here, steps will be available. Maven clean package. Then similarly, next stage. Like this, you can create multiple stages. Right? In the interview, definitely they will ask you, could you please write your Jenkins pipeline? Then you should be able to write the script like this. You should be able to write the script like this. This is declarative pipeline. I have given just 2 stages in the project. 7 stages will be available, or 8 stages will be available, or 4 stages will be available. Depends on the requirement. Clear, guys? Now, if you don't want to give agent any, then you can give the name of your agent. Yesterday we have created agent as a slave 1. So if you give the slave 1, then it is going to run on the first slave. If you give agent any, it will pick up on which agent it has to execute. Are you guys able to understand the syntax of the Jenkins pipeline? What is multi-stage pipeline in the Jenkins? Can anyone tell me what is multi-stage pipeline in the Jenkins? Guys, can you tell me what is multi-stage pipeline in the Jenkins? Jenkins pipeline which contains multiple stages to perform build and deployment, that is called as multi-stage pipeline. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. Like this, multiple stages will be available in the pipeline. Right. Any questions, anyone? You can ask me. So today I want you people to practice pipeline syntax, how to write multiple stages in the pipeline without taking the help of that Jenkins Hello World pipeline. You should be able to write the pipeline syntax on your own. So tomorrow we are going to write the real pipeline to automate build and deployment. If anybody
sir, if I have to use Python, sir, if I have to use Python, sir, for writing the script, that is
scripted pipeline. If you go to here, if you have the Python knowledge, then you can go for scripted pipeline. Either you can go for Python scripting or you can go for Groovy scripting.
So there, every stage should be write it as a method.
Right. So if you go for scripted pipeline, the option will be available. So definition, stage with environment. So here the script we are going to use to write that.
JavaScript also is helpful, sir.
No. Python Groovy.
Golang also, right?
Right.
Okay.
So Ashok, is this mandatory to set up master slave configuration before creating the pipeline?
Not mandatory. If you have it, you can use it. It's not mandatory.
Okay.
Mentioning the stages is say, I mean, this is fixed one, or we can give any name like
clone. Stage name is user defined, so you can give any name for the stage.
Okay.
But in the real time, a job will have multiple stages. Every stage will have one name. Every stage is responsible for one operation. That is called multi-stage pipeline.
All right, but the name is anything.
Yeah, name you can change to anything. Now, suppose if you go to configure, now here I have given the name as git clone, right? Instead of that, just I can give as a clone. That's it. Clone repo.
Right.
That is user defined name.
Okay.
Click on apply, click on save. So now earlier it has given the name as git clone. Now if I run the same job, it will give as clone repository. It's up to you. Now you see the name is coming as clone repository.
Ashok, we were doing all these same steps in the freestyle also, right? Here, what is the main difference? I mean, from the freestyle and the
pipelines are reusable, sir. Pipeline scripts are reusable. Okay. So here pipeline means it is one-time activity, and whatever the pipeline that we have created, so we are going to trigger these pipelines, right? Automated pipelines we are going to trigger. Freestyle projects will be used as a beginner level, but the real project deployment will happen with the pipelines, not with the freestyle project.
Sir, if interviewer asks how many stages
in this case, this Jenkins file will not be available. I mean, we are creating this file, these steps manually, right? In this case, Jenkins file will be there, or
whatever the pipeline that we are writing, right? The same pipeline will keep in the Jenkins file.
Okay.
So whatever the script that we have seen here, right? Whatever the script that I am writing like this, only this content will be available in the Jenkins file. That Jenkins file will keep in the Git repository. Okay. So another major difference why we are going for this pipeline. Suppose, for example, I have done my code review. The code review is failed. When the code review is failed, I don't want to deploy my code. Conditionally, we can execute our stages in the pipeline. If you go for a freestyle project, it will do the code review by using Sonar. If code review is failed, I don't want to execute my job. I want to stop my job. Like that, conditions based, you can do the build and deployment by using pipeline. That option is not available when you go for a freestyle project.
So I have a question actually. This stages, actually you mentioned the stages. So this I saw that one actually, which is that a remote repository and a test build and the artifact and
You
deploy
can write,
to
sir, this is just syntax. You can write any stage, you can do any stage, depends on our project requirement.
no, my question is the test stage is actually come to the before
Test stage will be happening here only. Whenever you go for Maven clean package, a test will happen along with the pack. Before the package, a test will happen, then only package will happen. It is inbuilt in the Maven package goal. You no need to write separate goal for that, separate stage for that. Maven test will be taken care as part of the package.
Can we combine those 2-3 stages in one stage? Like
you can do that, but not recommended.
Okay.
So we can actually write the test stage actually before the build is correct actually, or after the build?
No, after project compilation completed, that will be part of here only, sir. Package. Before package, it will happen.
Before package, it will happen. Okay, one second, man. Make it clear. Actually, we have to remote the repository, then actually test stage, and then go for the build. Is correct?
Maven build. Test is part of the build. We no need to write separate package for that. Separate step for that.
Okay.
When I say Maven clean package, it is clean plus compile plus a test plus package. It is inbuilt in the package. It will happen here.
Oh, okay.
You no need to write separate stage for that.
Okay, got it.
Sir, in this stage, if any stage got failed, then what should I do?
Sorry?
Sir, in this stage, if any stage got failed, then what should I do?
Yeah, if your stage is failed, that the remaining stages will not execute. So in the interview, they will ask a question. Yes, suppose sir, my code review got failed. This stage is failed. By default, when one stage is failed, the remaining stages will not execute. That means you got some exception in the stage, the remaining stages will not execute. Your job will be terminated with the failed status. You got my point?
You mean to say further stage not be executed? Like
no, it is not going to execute. If you want to execute, we can make it, but by default, when one stage is failed, the remaining stages are not going to execute. Suppose fourth stage is failed, then fifth and sixth stages will not execute.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Because it is a pipeline, right? If one stage is executed successfully, then only it will go for the second stage. If the third stage is failed, then fourth stage and fifth stage is not going to execute.
So the stage actually will determined by ourselves, or this is the standard stages?
Standard stages will be available like this in the project.
Okay, so actually when the stage is actually everything is completed, that it will trigger actually the test will everything successfully completed up to fifth stage, then actually that it will trigger that email to that developer. Is a developer. Okay, so developer go to the developer or all the team member actually.
Generally, once the build and deployment is completed, the notification will send to the whole team. Not only for developers, testers also should know, DevOps people also should know, developers also should know. So for the complete team, we will send that email saying that project build and deployment completed successfully.
Okay, and one more thing. So this is actually the microservice one microservices actually for that login credential. So when we are executing the pipeline from the login credential, so once it's successful, the front page actually it will go to that it will distribute the email to each and every team member. That's correct. Actually, when we are we going to run again actually once executed it successfully? Are we going to run again? Because actually we are going for that multiple environment. That means actually multiple browser need to be run that.
Sir, whatever the dev jobs are available, anybody can run the dev job. Every time when the job is executed, email will be triggered.
Okay.
So suppose you are one developer, I am one developer. You have committed some code you want to test in the dev environment. You will run the job. Then email will go. After 30 minutes, I have committed my code. I will run the job again. Then all the stages will execute. Email will be triggered.
Okay. So the question is, once the will happen one time actually because one microservice is successfully completed. we have to do it multiple time or one time actually, because
multiple, every environment. Suppose whatever the microservice is completed, you will deploy in the dev environment. I will deploy in the QA environment. Somebody will deploy in the UAT. Somebody will deploy in the production. Multiple times deployments are going to happen, not one time.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Next one.
Steps can be a multi-line, Ashok.
Yes.
I mean, we can add more than one instructions, right?
Yes, we can add multiple instructions. So tomorrow, just today is a syntax related concept, right? Tomorrow we'll see how to write the actual script for that. To do the repository cloning, doing the Maven build, deploying to the Tomcat server. How can we do that? Tomorrow I will show you that.
And one more question actually, the stage actually, the 4 with the artifact. So this are we are using a Nexus. What is
Correct.
a JFrog and Nexus actually? What is it for?
JFrog is another artifact repository server. Projects will use either JFrog or Nexus. In our course, we are going to use Nexus. We already covered a Nexus in the DevOps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, if we write stages 1 and 2 first, then we built it. Again, if it is successfully built, we will write 3 and 4.
It's not like that. Generally, we'll write all the stages and we'll execute it. So I mean, whenever you are doing that, when you write the stage 1, stage 2, you build it successful, then go for stage 3, build it. All the stages will execute from starting to ending.
Okay.
Sir, if interviewer asks how many stages in your pipeline, so we can say same as 6 stages what we are drawing.
6 stages now. As of now, you can say 6, but there is no Docker and Kubernetes now. When I add the Docker and Kubernetes, it is going to increase.
So one more thing, actually, this the blue-green deployment is come to the picture. This is here actually, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Perfect, guys. So please practice how to write the sample pipeline in the Jenkins. Tomorrow we'll see how to write the real pipelines to automate our build and deployment. Thank you, guys. We'll see you in the tomorrow's class.